Hi, and thank you for joining us. This is Group 5, and we are providing the following presentation for Crossroads of Hope Veterans Community, Dr. Beverly Ann Wagner, and our classmates in our BAA 3000 class. Thank you, and we hope you enjoy this presentation.
The once brave but now forgotten. According to the U.S. Census, the number of military veterans in the U.S. in 2017 was 18.2 million, and 50% of those veterans are age 65 and older. According to the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development (HUD), 40,056 veterans are homeless on any given night. About 11% of the adult homeless population are veterans. There are various factors that lead veterans in finding themselves homeless. 1. Extreme scarcity of affordable housing. 2. Struggles obtaining livable income. 3. Access to health care. And 4. Mostly with post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD, and in turn suffer from substance abuse. So, what types of homelessness are there? Well, first there is transient, which means one brief stay. There's episodic, which is several brief stays on and off. And then there's chronic, which is the every night for a period of 180 days. Causes of homelessness can also fall into three groups: employment, income, housing availability, and mental health. Housing costs rise while income stays the same, and those with mental health issues get left behind. Housing costs rise while income stays the same, and those with mental health issues get left behind. In Dallas specifically, homelessness has risen 4%, while 98% of new housing built was luxury. 80% of the homeless in Dallas were men over 45. According to the U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs, they are committed to ending homelessness among veterans. Some of the programs that are offered by the VA are health care, providing outpatient clinics, VA vet centers, and VA hospitals, housing, providing HUD housing vouchers to help veterans and their families find a sustained permanent housing. They provide rental assistance vouchers for privately owned housing, grant and per diem programs, which the VA funds an estimated 600 agencies that provide over 14,500 beds for eligible veterans. Mental health, returning from service can leave veterans wounded in many ways we may not tangibly see, so the VA provides mental health resources. They provide substance use disorder treatment and readjustment counseling. Based on the United States Interagency Council on Homelessness, in 2018 in the state of Texas, there are 1,935 homeless veterans statewide. There are three programs that are offered in Texas: A New Entry Inc. in Austin, Career and Recovery Resources Inc. in Houston, and Deborah's House in San Antonio, who focuses on homeless women's veterans. According to the Dallas Homeless Alliance, the number of homeless veterans spiked, seeing a 23% increase, and means more than 1 in 10 homeless people in Dallas and Collin counties are veterans. In the Dallas area, there are various organizations that offer support to our veterans. Here are a few that are making a big impact on the Dallas area: Operation Tiny House, Crossroads of Hope Veterans Community, City Square, The Bridge, and National Coalition of Homeless Veterans. In Denton, the number of homeless people is rising each year, and a big part of that number are veterans. In order to help homeless veterans, they need many resources such as basic needs of food, shelter, and water, rehabilitation therapy, and assistance in obtaining jobs. Crossroads for Hope Veterans Community is a nonprofit organization that assists veterans that are homeless and provides resources in order to help them become independent. Their mission statement is to be better the lives of homeless veterans with services to meet basic needs of housing, food, and clothing while addressing the root cause of their homelessness to assist them in becoming self-sufficient. Their mission to help homeless veterans is to not only help them get off the streets, but to become independent makes this organization stand out to others. The Crossroads for Hope's Veterans Community is a nonprofit organization, and depending on how much money is donated to the charity is the allocated budget that needs to cover basic needs and then extra services. In order to afford extra services that veterans may need, they can start a GoFundMe account and create fundraisers or events to raise money. By hosting events at a local Crossroads for Hope Veterans Community in Denton, This allows the community to see what the organization is about and increases the chance of higher money donations or even supplies donated to the organization. This also gives other homeless veterans the opportunity to hear about the organization through flyers put up on Denton Square and other places that have a high amount of homeless people. Another idea to raise money would be to do dinner nights at a certain restaurant. Another way to get more veterans to know about the organization is to put up posters and be more active on social media just in case someone knows a homeless veteran in need. Many veterans face hardships when they transition into the civilian world. Some come back with a mental illness, a physical disability, or even become dependent on substances. And then they face the challenge of finding a job, let alone do they even have the qualifications for the job. It is important to focus on all aspects so they can maintain employment. There are services available through the VA to help veterans find jobs, get the training they need, and follow up with additional training and services. What some employers fail to realize is there are many advantages to hiring a veteran. A major incentive is the tax break an employer will receive, and they also gain a well trained employee. Veterans have had special training in specific areas while serving our country. It is also likely for them to have good leadership skills, flexibility with hours, and days they will work, and willingness to learn and work as a team. As for a community awareness plan, it is very important when in regards to trying to accomplish a mission worldwide. I would say that anyone's voice is powerful, but when you add multiple or thousands, it's guaranteed to make a statement. There's many things you could do, but here are a few. 1. Voices, as stated before. 2. Educational and social events. This is where you invite people to an event where they can learn and talk about what is beneficial to them and society, aka the issue being targeted, while also having fun and meeting new people. 3. Starting a service project or two. Doing this will bring people to be interactive together while pushing an issue. 4. Social media platforms. This is becoming a bigger one, especially with the younger crowd. Everyone is on the internet nowadays, and everything definitely gets around and shared. 5. Old school style tips. What is meant by old school is newspaper ads or articles, flyers being hung up everywhere possible, brochures, news channels, etc. 6. And last but not least, would be more of a fun thing to do, like passing out stickers, buttons, pins, pens, magnets, etc. That alone has people looking, reading, and thinking. Sam Simbares founded Housing First in the 1990s. It connects people experiencing homelessness to permanent housing swiftly and with a few to not treatment preconditions, behavioral contingencies, or other barriers. This technique is innovative as compared to other housing programs that reward homeless people for getting the treatment they need and then they are able to receive counseling or qualify for a home. Housing First approach emphasizes stability as a catalyst for homeless persons to take the first steps towards changing, and that stability is housing. The retention rates shown support Simbare's model because the next best model's retention rate would be 60%. Additionally, Washington, D.C. tested Simbare's model as yielded an 84% retention rate. With 49 homeless veterans in Denton County alone, we could house them all utilizing Housing First. This solution is to suppress homelessness and is really that simple. Give homeless people homes and you will solve incessant homelessness.
We want to thank you for joining us during this presentation. Here are our list of references that we have used to create this presentation. Thank you.